You have lessons in between tests. So let's just say you failed your driving test. Should you have lessons again before your next one? So obviously this is quite a big question, because when's your next test? Yeah, is it days, weeks, months away? Then obviously it's very likely that you're going to want to have some kind of training, either with your parents or accompanying driver with your own car, or maybe see your driving instructor. If it's months away, you might want to just like keep the cobwebs off, keep the dust off the drive, you know. The other thing to consider is, were you actually ready for your first one? Really? I mean, were you going into that like, yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing, I know how to do a roundabout, I know how to do a crossroads, I know how to do everything? Were you actually ready for your first test? Because, you know, sometimes people can use like a cancellation service, and then it puts it way further forward than they wanted, and maybe they're now faced with this test that is like knocking on the door, and then their driving instructor's not available, and it's come round, and actually maybe you've gone to a driving test when secretly you kind of thought, I'm not ready. Be careful with that, guys. If you're not ready for your driving test, be careful, because, you know, what if you pass? What if you slip through the net and you don't know how to do a yellow box junction or a complex roundabout? It's dangerous. Yeah, just make sure you go to the test at the right time. But let's just say you were ready for your test, and you were like, yeah, I'm ready for my test, you know, and I went for my test and I failed because X, Y, and Z happened. Let's just say you went to your driving test and you were too close to parked cars. If you don't have driving lessons in between, what can happen is you can just do the exact opposite on your next test and fail for being too far away. Or let's just say you were going way too slow on your first test, and then you have no driving lessons in between, and then the next one, all your hazard speed is just way too fast. Yeah, so if you don't have lessons in between, sorry, my neighbour's just doing some gardening. He's it will look like I'm recording him if I leave it there. Let's just not scare the living daylights out of him. Yeah, so basically the exact opposite can happen. So you remember, oh, I was too close to cars, or I was too slow, and I must do the exact opposite. So having some lessons in between your failed test can kind of balance you out and get you back to kind of like normality, in if you've got two things that have just gone the other way. So too close to parked cars, too far away from parked cars. You need to be in a balance. So having more practice, having some more advice from an accompanying driver or an instructor can help you out, you know. So obviously it depends on the student, it depends on how far away it is, and it depends on your skill level. But I would be careful, even if you did go to test, that you don't do the extremes. Yeah, I was with a student today, and what was it? She was going too fast up to hazards. And we were talking about how it can now become too slow up to hazards. So we have to kind of balance it out. All right, guys. So anyway, I just thought that I'd put that out there today. Hope that you're all well.